Welcome everybody. Sit on down, sit on down. Thank you. So far too fine. You're far too kind. I am your host, Corny J, and I have a co-host here with me, Stormy. Say hi, Stormy. He's actually a mute, so he doesn't really speak much, but we'll get some opinions from him here and there. Thank you, Stormy. Take it easy right here. Protect the perimeter. All right. So let's go and get into a thing that happened this weekend, which was football. More importantly, NFL football. And with NFL football comes the allure of fantasy football. So we're going to talk a little bit about the games, the scores, rank into it, and then talk about the following week. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first matchup we had four Watermelon, four Locos getting the W off in church. So I guess not a lot of praying was going off in church because she had a couple of players that struggled. Predominantly, she had to start Boston Scott for the Philadelphia Eagles. I didn't even know who Boston Scott was. If you would have put an M instead of the B, I would have thought it would have been Michael Scott from The Office. But with Boston Scott giving her a lucrative, lovely 7 points. But what makes it worse is that Le'Veon Bell gave her worse at 6.6. Adam Gase, yes, is fucking this up. Also, we look around and you got a little bit of production from Marvin Jones Jr. at 9.5, but not enough. And you think with Kenny Galladay out, he would have gave you more. So keep up the prayers, keep up the hopes. But Watermelon for Locos, man, a nice strong 157. I tell you, we thought you were buzzing off that drink. Looks like that buzz off that drink put together a pretty good roster for you. I mean, we're getting a 30 burger from DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, because, the Niners decide not to play defense this year. You're getting 24 for Smith-Schuster, who I wasn't a believer in, but slowly turning me around. You also got another 22 for Mark Andrews. So I know Lamar Jackson doesn't throw the ball well, but he can throw the ball to Mark Andrews. Even the incomparable, the best player to ever catch a pass in the NFL, for week one only. Sammy Watkins showed up again like normal and usual and put up week one numbers. Makes four Watermelon Locos look like a genius for picking them up. But I dare you to play them again next week. So let's go into the next games here. We got Chalupa Batman versus Styling and Profiling. Styling and Profiling took this win. He came in second place last year, came in second place the year before that. So I guess he should start off the season coming in first. Bless his heart. Actually, I think he's the only guy in that division to get a W. So let's look down the list here on Chalupa Batman. You think that name is worth good luck, but you named him after the league, and the league did get canceled. And the fact that the guy who named Chalupa Batman takes a bunch of kickers, because, they're the key to winning any fantasy football league. All right, we can look at that. Odell Beckham Jr. screwed you. I thought the hair dye will be back, so the game will be back. Looks like Cleveland is just that toxic that it doesn't matter what color his hair is. He just can't get the ball with 5.2 points there. You got 4.5 from Philip Lindsay, who I think is the second guy in that backfield, depending if you want to say that Melvin Gordon's the first. But Melvin Gordon did fumble, so you may have hope that Philip Lindsay gets better production going down the line. Let's look at another good key factor here for you that really, boosted up for you. The terribleness of Jimmy Garoppolo. I know one person's team name is Jimmy G's a trash bag. Sure enough is, because Greg Kittle was killing in the first half, but didn't catch a pass in the second half, so we ended with 9.3. As a Niner fan, I apologize for George Kittle looking like a scrub. Flipping over to Styling and Profiling, which we'll never hear the end of this. Woo! He did get a win here for it, so he's picked, I think, Patrick Mahomes in his first round. Patrick Mahomes showed up for him with a nice old 28 burger, but he also got Jacobs for the Las Vegas Raiders, to give him 35 points. Looks like Jacobs was doing his best impression of being Run CMC, because he caught it, he ran it, he did it all, and scored all the way through. Also, it helps when you get 18 points from New England's defense. I thought I tried to lower the impact of defenses this year, but it seems like it doesn't matter when you play scrubs like the Miami Dolphins and Fitzpatrick, because he's an Ivy League college educated guy. Those 3 interceptions. It's the reason why we don't see Ivy League educated guys playing in the league. So shout out to Styling and Profiling. Woo! To be the man, you got to beat the man. So I guess you keep coming in second place. So that's why you'll always be the other man. All right, let's jump to the next game. The Water Boy versus JK47. The Water Boy won 125.35 to 120.95. JK47, another one in my division, the Champions League. Sorry, in Jason's division. I'm Corny J, not Jason. Jason's division. He took an L there, but he did get a lot of help from Lamar Jackson, giving him 35 points, because Lamar Jackson, for all else fails, is a wonderful fantasy player. Terrible in the playoffs. Probably even in the playoffs in fantasy and in the playoffs in real life. So that's something to be said there. Well, hold on. What did you say, Stormy? Oh, you say you like the way he runs the ball. Huh? Okay, cool. Well, when running backs play quarterback, that's what you get there. Mike Evans giving him the hamstring love in the not following through for his route that throws Tom Brady an interception. Comes through with 7.2. He's 6'5", big and strong, and too dumb to run through his route. Let's look at some other people here. Hayden Hurst, who was supposed to be the new hope of the Atlanta Falcons. Austin Hooper Part 2 gave you nothing but a 6.8. Which is surprising because every other receiver on that team went bananas. Trust me, I faced two of them. Jason faced two of them, and it didn't end well for him. We look at another good one here. Marlon Mack ended up going out with the injury, so I won't hold it against you with that 8.6 there. And the biggest crushing soul defeat that you have is because you had 120, and your opponent who beat you at 125, but you took a negative 3.5 from your defense in Minnesota. So you probably still would have lost if you got a 0 there, but it would have been felt a lot closer and been more agonizing. So pick a better defense next time. Or just don't pick against Aaron Rodgers. He's not that washed up. Let's go to the Water Boy. The Water Boy, hey, killing it. Russell Wilson, who I think is the best quarterback in the league, shows you that by giving you a 40 burger. Shout out to that. Chris Godwin gave you 13. Nothing too impressive there, but Alvin Kamara ran like a madman. He showed that, hey, he's fully healthy again and that he was a great draft pick for you. Another great standout that you had there was my trash bag, famous for my fantasy show, Jared Cook, gave you, 14 points? And he dropped about 2 passes. So if he would actually caught those, he would have actually gave you a way better performance. But a trash bag is going to do what a trash bag is going to do. The biggest thing I'd be concerned about is Mark Ingram. He gave you, 3.9 points? 2.9 points, even worse. Be concerned about that because that is uncharacteristic for how well they ran last year. So hopefully they'll get back on track and keep moving forward. We'll keep an eye on that one because hopefully you have J.K. Dobbins on your bench, but I did not check. All right, let's go to Jimmy G being a trash bag. Loses to Cowboys Super Bowl champions. Am I reading that right? Stormy, please come in. Does it? Okay. All right. Cowboys Super Bowl champions put up 146 and beat Jimmy G's a trash bag. 104 that put up 104. It is fitting that you criticize Jimmy G being a trash bag because your team played like trash. So gave the right name. Not quite sure about Cowboys Super Bowl champion. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's go about Jimmy G's a trash bag. Good old Dak Prescott gave you 20, which is not bad. He could have gave you a lot more if wasn't a push-off call that you could say is questionable, could say was good, whatever. Point is, he gave you 20, which is not a bad showing there for you. But we got to talk about your running backs. Joe Mixon gave you 6.1. If you want to sell him, I know a person who could use him. But then you got Tyreek Cohen is your second running back that didn't get much going, which is surprising because Mitch Trubisky did play a pretty good game in the fourth quarter. I erased the other 3 quarters there. But Tyreek Cohen gave you 6.7, which kind of hurts there. But your defense, the Chargers, shout out to you, Cody. The Chargers did give you a little fight there. We're giving you 16 points on there, but you're not going to play the Bengals every single week. So we'll see how that goes from there. But you will have your quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, every single week, whether starting or on the bench, because it looks like the bench is calling his name. Cowboys Super Bowl champions. That name is just never going to fly for me and stick for me because, I don't even remember the last time you guys had a playoff win, let alone a Super Bowl win. 95. 1 year better than my Niners. But okay, let's run down your list here. 46 points from Aaron Rodgers, proving he's not washed up, and you got him late, and that's a great pickup there. You got another 27 from Zeke Elliott, which was actually Cody's pick that you took from him that you used to whip his butt, and giving you 27.7 points. Zeke did look good, even if his jersey doesn't always tuck fully in his pants. All right, you got another 16.10 from Derrick Henry, who Jason's not high on, but did play very well for you. We'll see how that continues through the rest of the year. And then Todd Gurley, shaky knees. Go ahead and do the stanky leg. Gave you 13.7. That is not bad at all. And it looks like that three-headed monster that you've cultivated, that is your team. Get 3 stud running backs and get 1 stud quarterback and see if you can ride it to a championship. Funny thing is, just like the Cowboys, still hasn't panned out yet. But we'll keep it posted and see how it goes. So that is that for that matchup. Let's go on to the next matchup. We have Saints are Sinners winning with 138 points over Goodell's Chosen One, or as I like to call him, Le Champion. 104 to he put up 104 points. Le Champion was god awful. Led by his sleeper pick of the year, which he thought it was going to be, was Carson Wentz. Well, he slept all right on the field as he got sacked about 8 or 9 times. Carson Wentz may not even finish week 2, but he gave him 13 pathetic and abysmal points. And then you talk about injuries, the greatest injury performer of all time. And when I say performer, I mean just goes out with injuries constantly and performs that duty. Good old James Conner. I know John Connor's the savior of humanity. Looks like James Conner is the Armageddon of fantasy. Gave Jason a nice, beautiful 3.7. Hold on. Stormy had a. I do not know why Jason drafts a bunch of injured and terrible players. I'll ask him next time I see him. Back to it. We did get, Jason did have a little life there with Zach Ertz with 10.8 at the tight end position, and even better life with Hollywood Brown giving a 16.1. So it looks like it may be some potential on that team, but I doubt it. You know, it's usually the Super Bowl hangovers for the guys that lose the Super Bowl. This may be a fantasy hangover for the guy who won the fantasy year. So Le Champion, carry on. Saints are Sinners. Going ahead every year. He seems to be in the hunt in the playoffs, and he starts off every year this dynamite, like J.J. Walker. So Deshaun Watson gave him 22 on a beautiful Thursday night garbage time effort. Julio Jones, 26, pow. Then you give him Calvin Ridley, 33, pow. And then you go ahead and you give him a little bit of Jonathan Taylor, who benefited from Marlon Mack's injury, with 14, boom, boom. And then all those body shots equal to 138 points, and La Champion is down. La Champion is down. And Saints are Sinners wins again. I feel like he's telling us something about what team he really associates with if the Saints are Sinners. Regardless of that fact, he also got 14 points from a good, strong Pittsburgh defense that gave Saquon Barkley only rushed for like 6 yards. Shout out to Cowboys Super Bowl champions for taking Zeke Elliott instead of Saquon Barkley, because you would have been sitting with a big fat disappointment. So, moving on to the next one. Congratulations to Saints or Sinners. Great game there. Let's go on to the final matchup of that we have, which is Dumpster Fire winning 172.95 against Weights Management, which was 99.8. Looking down here, and I always like to be nice to my fellow Chicago Brittany, because I do love her, but Michael Thomas shit the bed for you. And to make it even worse, he even got his ankle rolled up at the end of that game. So let's hope that he's there. But the beauty of it is Michael Thomas really only runs slant routes. So you may not even have to really worry about him being fully healthy for this to work. But the beautiful thing, or the miserable thing, depending where you look at, is that you had Kenny Golladay in your lineup. And Kenny Golladay gave you the coveted Zero Award. Yes. You too, ladies and gentlemen, can win the Zero Award if your player puts up 0 points in a game. What makes it even better is that Kenny Golladay was out, so he definitely guaranteed that she was going to win the Zero Award. Hold on, Stormy has something to say. Good point, Stormy. Stormy just pointed out that, hey, next time, check the lineup, because you know what? Next time, you won't get the Zero Award. But let's go forward on there. We also had a nice, beautiful display from Melvin Gordon. He did fumble the ball, but if he didn't fumble it, he probably would have had another touchdown, which could have No, you still would have lost. Another person at 172 really wouldn't have mattered. But going down your list, looks like your team performed pretty well. You just got and you got for Michael Thomas, kind of hurts any chance that you have to win. Dumpster fire there, putting up 172, going for the gusto, even with Daniel Jones looking like he was pathetic Monday night. Still puts up 23 points. You get that 43 from Mr. Adams. Go ahead, Devontae. Show him what you got. Even Robert Woods, who is probably the most underrated player in fantasy football history, went on and gave you 17 points. Austin Eckler, disappointed for how people were drafting him, but he still gave you enough to give you 9. We're looking at Chris Carson here. I thought the leg wouldn't be healed, but he showed everybody the leg is healed better than ever. And then now that the Seahawks are finally letting Russell Wilson cook and letting him be able to pass all the time instead of handing, punt it, and then eventually pass it, eventually somewhere down the line. Seems like they're going to go with the more aggressive passing game, and Chris Carson seemed to benefit from it. Going on down your list there, you got Mostapher, or some people would say Most Start, gave you a nice little 60 or 70-yard run that probably ended up establishing his day because the 49ers did absolutely nothing on offense because we have a quarterback that can't seem to throw the ball to anybody except for other defenders or into the ground or just can't seem to get his mind right. I know I argued a lot and defended Jimmy Garoppolo for so long. You know what? That's a discussion for another show. That's called Straight from the Hip. I'll save that for that whole All right, looking down here, Evan Ingram, the guy that I love to call another trash bag player, gave you the greatest trash bag gift of all at 2.9. But 2.9 is still 2.9 points higher than Kenny Golladay. So going with that, he put up 172 with dumpster fire there, beating again Waste Management. Now we're going to look forward to the next slate of games for next week. We got El Champion taking on Cowboys Super Bowl champions. That should be an interesting game because, Jimmy loves to try to beat Jason, but typically Jimmy doesn't beat Jason and he comes up with conspiracy theories about Jason when he loses. I don't want to remind him of the playoff game last year. How bad, he lost. But we'll move forward. Jimmy G's a trash bag is going to be playing Saints are sinners. Well, in real life, Jimmy G had a great game against the Saints last year. Maybe Jimmy G is a trash bag. Will have a better game against Saint or sinners. Here's hoping that he does. I'm sorry. Jason's here hoping that he doesn't. Corny J doesn't really care because he's non-biased and he's straight and balanced, just like Fox News. Going to the Water Boy. The Water Boy is going to be facing off versus Stalin and Profiling. Woo! And we're going to see what Mama said because that's going to be a really good matchup. JK47 is going to be going up against Chalupa Batman. Hopefully those kickers are ready in that matchup, but looks like that's going to be a fun and interesting one there. Off in Church. Imagine what you could do off in church is going to be following or going after Waste Management. Both of them had crushing defeats last week, so it'll be great to see them try to get off that skid. And then we have another battles of the undefeateds here. Dumpster Fire going against Watermelon 4 Locos. Usually Watermelon 4 Locos is considered a dumpster fire when you drink it or throw it away. So it'll be interesting to see which comes out on top. The disgustingness of the drink or the trash can that enables the disgustingness of the drink. So that's another one there. Out of all the matchups going on next week, we have 2 undefeateds meeting, which is again the Waterboy versus Stalin and Profiling. They're both 1-1. And Dumpster Fire versus Watermelon 4 Locos. They're 1-1. So we'll see who comes out remaining undefeated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for us today. We do have some news. There are 3 IR spots on there, so if you need IR players, you can put them in the IR tab. Also, I extended it to 3 because of COVID, so that we can make that work there for you. Other than that, waiver wires all in, I believe, Wednesday, tomorrow. I want to say that it gives you who you have, and then what I will do for this to try to help with the Thursday night game is that I'll go through and everybody that's on waivers after Wednesday, like let's say Thursday morning, I'm going to do it so that they're all released on Thursday morning so that if you need to pick up someone who's playing in a Thursday game, you don't have to wait till Friday, which means you have to wait till next waiver wire. So you'll see it when I do it and we'll make it work there. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching week 1 of the fantasy football season. I'd like to thank my co-host, Stormy. Come on, Stormy. Oh, that was so kind of you to tell them wish everybody good luck, except for Cowboys Super Bowl champions. That was very nice of you. Yes, so wish everybody good luck for next week.